Hey guys, how we doing? Back in another video from Swag Kage, and I just love the timing on this. I'm back on doing my normal videos, and Swag's gonna upload a video on that same day. Isn't that great? I like it. So this is called the worst fight in Naruto. And because like the thumbnail showed Neji and Naruto, and it's an actually alright fight. That, like, I don't know, but like, you've seen all of the original Naruto, haven't you?
Yes.
Do you really think like Neji versus Naruto is like the worst Naruto fight?
Is this in the tuning exam?
Yeah.
The worst? I
Yeah.
wouldn't call it the worst.
Yeah, I think there's worse fights. Sakura versus Ino was a bit poop.
See, I can't even remember the worst fights because they were the worst.
Not memorable, but like the Naruto thing was kind of lame because this is the one where people go to where it's like Naruto was always like, I'm going to be the best and I'm going to, you know, I work hard, and then Neji completely trashes Naruto and then the Nine Tails helped him and then he beats him that way.
I can see why people would be a bit like disappointed with how the fight turned out, because it was hyped up for a bit, wasn't it? That Neji was like so powerful, and
yeah,
it's like, ooh, Neji is so much more powerful than
he's my rival, and I've been saving this to fight him, but I'll take these massive weights off against Gaara. And right, let's see what Swag Kage has to say on this. Okay.
So I think it goes without saying that I really like Naruto.
Well, of course.
One of my favorite arcs in the series is the tuning exams.
Decent.
Now, this isn't like unique or anything. This seems to be fairly common, and even people who don't really care for Naruto that much seem to agree that the tuning exams, at least, is pretty entertaining.
It's boss.
Now that said, there's a fight in this arc that I've always had some problems with. And while it may not actually be the worst fight in the whole series, if we're comparing it to every other fight there is, like even including the minor stuff, I do think that there's a fair case to be made for this fight being the worst when we're considering how important it's supposed to be.
Like you saying, right, fair enough.
Naruto versus Neji. Probably the most important moment in Neji's character arc, and one of the most important moments in Naruto's character arc. One of the many themes juggled by the tuning exam portion of the story is individual growth.
Yeah, well,
and this fight is supposed to serve as an opportunity for Naruto to show
because Neji's like, natural talent is the best.
It acts
and Naruto's like, no, you gotta work for it.
In more ways than one. It isn't just focused on how much stronger Naruto's gotten, but also on how much Naruto has grown as a person. There's a bit of irony at the core of all this, because even though Neji is supposed to be really strong, like the strongest genin there is,
he was pretty
seen
beastly.
Naruto go through a bunch of personal growth over the course of the Land of Waves arc and the first chunk of the tuning exams. But based on the way Neji speaks here, we're given the impression that as a person he's remained stagnant. He hasn't gone through any kind of character growth of his own because his worldview has prevented him from doing so. So it's not just up to Naruto to prove that he's the better fighter here. He's also got to prove that he has the superior ideology.
Oh, that's interesting.
The issue at hand, the topic that Naruto and Neji are debating
he does kind of poop on his own ideology in this, though.
One's place in the world. Neji firmly believes that people can't change and that they are destined from birth to do something. They don't get to pick what that something is. It's preordained at the time of, or maybe a little bit before their birth. The main point is he believes in destiny and doesn't really agree with the idea that people have the ability to change their role,
better themselves and stuff.
What it was that they were meant to do or meant to be. Naruto was born a failure, and that's just his destiny. He can't do anything to change that, and obviously this ideology can't coexist with Naruto's goal of becoming Hokage. If Neji's right,
very conflicting beliefs here.
If he's destined to suck forever, then he can't do the thing that he's wanted to be able to do for his entire life. And so, not just for Neji's sake, but for his own sake as well, he has to dismantle this. He has to figure out a way to argue against it and prove that somebody like him, who was once a failure, can, against all odds, become just as powerful as, if not even stronger than, a natural genius like Neji. Of course, the most effective way for Naruto to do this would just be to win the fight.
Just beat him.
This is a fight where the ideological battle taking place is actually the same as the physical one taking place. Dismantling Neji's supposedly incorrect beliefs is just a natural part of the process of exhibiting the themes that have already been established in this arc. Now this is all pretty good stuff. The foundation for the fight has been laid magnificently.
I love the idea behind it. Two different beliefs, boom, within the physical fight is class. But
not so great.
I see where he's going with this.
This very well, and even if we strip the fight of all this secondary stuff and just look at it on the very surface level, it's not very entertaining either. Like, even if we critique it just for the quality of the spectacle and ignore all the thematic stuff, it still sucks. The main thing that irks me about this fight, and this has always bothered me, even when I first watched this fight as a dumb little kid, I didn't like this at all, is that the whole time Naruto's just getting thrashed. He's getting the shit knocked out of him, and then all of a sudden, he asks Kurama for some chakra, he gets it, and all it takes for him to beat Neji is one punch. One well-timed
just through the
Neji does great. He performs perfectly throughout the whole fight, doesn't really make any mistakes. And then, because he's caught off guard one time and gets hit one time, he loses the whole fight. Like, Naruto's punch hurts him so much that he can't even stand up. Naruto had his whole chakra network turned off.
Yeah, but then he's got the Nine Tails, which is just completely OP.
For chakra. And you mean to tell me that because Neji made the mistake of getting punched once by the main character, he's not allowed to get up after that, but Naruto can pull this little stunt? He was supposed to be paralyzed after the 64 palms, but he stood up after that. Like surely Neji should at least be able to move after this.
I suppose, after a punch,
I don't even like Neji that much, and I think he absolutely deserved to win this fight. He was stronger than Naruto, faster than Naruto, and most importantly, smarter than Naruto.
Yes,
like, I'm
in all
not
aspects,
the biggest fan of My Hero Academia, and don't particularly like its tournament arc. I think the Chunin Exams is much better, but that series handled this exact scenario a lot better by actually having the main character lose the fight.
Which was class. That was so good to see. And the other character really grew from that.
This fight doesn't really give you that impression. It gives you the impression that Naruto is more willing to ask Kurama for help and is able to control the Nine Tails chakra a little bit better than he used to be. But like, at this point, that's not really his power. He and Kurama aren't friends.
They're not the same
Every other time that Naruto has used Kurama's power to help him out in the fight, one of two things has happened. It's carried some pretty serious consequences. Like, for example, Naruto will slightly or even sometimes completely lose any semblance of who he is. Or in the case of the Kyuubi Chakra mode, he's only able to attain this power as a result of intense training and eventually as a result of befriending Kurama. This isn't the case when he fights Gaara, to be fair. In that fight, he also gets his little poopy orange Cheeto puff dust Kyuubi Chakra cloak. But in that fight, he at least wins.
Such a scripting way, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
Here, he just wins for free.
Well, yeah.
He doesn't change his approach to combat. He just
This is an argument I've agreed with for a long time.
Power boost. And he doesn't
Kurama just gives him the win.
Fighting style. He doesn't try to cover any of the weaknesses that Neji has been exploiting the entire fight. He just tries to hit him so hard that all of Neji's defensive options won't work anymore. That's so stupid. Like, let's look at Gaara versus Lee, for example. A much better fight.
One hell of a fight.
And there's a pretty similar dynamic going on.
Can we fist bump on that?
Versus the overpowered God. Towards the end of the fight, Lee does something very similar. He taps into a dangerous inner power in order to try and close the gap present between he and Gaara.
But that's lethal to him.
And Lee hits Gaara a couple more times.
I see what you're saying here. He thrashes him all over the place, and Neji takes one punch.
Like, it looks like he's hitting Gaara way harder than Naruto hit Neji here. But he still loses. Lee takes a much bigger risk, gains what at least should have been a much more substantial power-up, and not only loses the fight, but is almost crippled.
Yeah, his leg gets broken, doesn't it?
So, like, purely from an author's perspective, if this is what happens
makes sense of the two fights,
situation, why does Naruto deserve to beat Neji here? He performed a lot worse in the fight. He doesn't put nearly as much on the line. Like, he's not willing to give himself up to Kurama like he has many times before this and like he later would many times after this. He just gets a sudden power boost and wins for free. And this also kind of flies in the face of all of the thematic stuff that I was talking about earlier. The fact that Naruto is just able to call on the power of the Nine Tails, like that he has been carrying this enormous power inside of him from birth. Doesn't
the whole
it kind
time.
of prove what Neji was saying about,
Natural
people
talent.
being preordained for their role in life and destiny and all that? I mean, this would later become even more relevant with the whole Indra and Ashura reincarnation stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not really fair to retroactively hold that stuff against this fight because of how much further down the line it would happen. But, it is there. You could point to it and be like,
you could.
Neji kind of had a point, dude.
Yeah.
And so not only does
this
kind of reinforce...
Because Naruto was the
fact that
reincarnation
Naruto is
of one of
able
the
to
great
tap
sage's
into
sons.
this power source that nobody
He was
else has
destined
access
to get to where he was
He's
going.
the only one with this power that he's had since he was born.
That is awkward.
He doesn't improve throughout the fight. He doesn't change his approach to combat. All he does is ask for his own super special, exclusive cheater juice, and he's just able to win for free. It doesn't exhibit any of the themes that it's supposed to. The fight fails to deliver on its premise. The underdog overcomes the natural genius through tenacity and hard work. Naruto doesn't do that.
No. That's why Kage's even saying it now.
Crushed the whole stadium. As ridiculous as that would have been better than just
we love
tapping into
Naruto,
Ninetales juices
but
and
just accept it.
Neji so
He's
hard
given
that
the
he
win
wins.
so many times.
Yes, I know.
Through
This is a
Kurama.
shadow clone,
But not through hard
pretty
work.
Clever way to catch Neji off guard. I get that, but that's something that he's been able to do since the beginning of the series. It's not a sign of personal growth.
Nope.
Like every other major time Naruto overcame an obstacle, it was thanks to something new he learned, or some discovery he'd made. Like, beating Kabuto was thanks to his mastery of the Rasengan.
Which was class.
Sakazu, thanks to his mastery of the Rasen Shuriken, Pain, Sage Mode, Obito, Madara, Ninetales Chakra Mode, Six Path Sage Mode, so on and so forth. But here, it's
just given to him.
This fight's an anomaly. It doesn't fall in line with any of the other stuff. But, I think that's all I have to say. As always, thanks for watching. Talk to you later.
Interesting video. Interesting. I like it. I wouldn't say it's the worst fight in Naruto, though. I can understand where he's coming from, where, the ideology and who is actually in the fight, it's very contradictory within itself. But I wouldn't say it's the worst fight in Naruto. Do you know what I'm trying to say? If he'd have titled it differently, I'd be like, yeah, but I do know where he's coming from here, because that fight is it does contradict everything that, is trying to be forward within the writing of the story. He's right. Rock Lee completely just, annihilates Gaara all over the place, and then he still wins, and then Naruto just punches Neji once in the face, and he's like, oh, no.
Yeah, you've got to bear in mind as well that Gaara had never been touched up to that point.
Yeah, he'd never been hit, had he? The sand had completely,
shielded him
the whole
his
time.
Whole life.
Oh, baby, that's some big point there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So he could stand up after being hit, after not being hit for his entire life.
She's got a point. You need to do these videos.
Oh, no. I can't be bothered.
So anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and if you agree with my lovely girlfriend, let me know down below. She got some points when it comes to Naruto anyway. You dropped off Shippuden at one point, didn't you?
Yeah. After Itachi died.
Yeah, she dropped off there. So she's got a bit of knowledge on, the original Naruto anyway. You loved that, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. And I'll see you guys. Next time. Bye. You gonna say bye?
Bye-bye.
Bye.